We finally made it. We're on YouTube. Breakdown Wrestling, a wrestling talk show, talkcast thing that we do every other week. I'm BA.
I'm the Beard.
And we are here to talk about some professional wrestling. The Extreme Rules review is on its way of being completely mixed down so we can post it to the YouTube page, as is this show. We're going to have this ready to go hopefully by Wednesday, if we're lucky.
Which is tomorrow.
So make sure you listen to the Extreme Rules review. We're not going to touch on Extreme Rules as much on this show based off the fact that we just got done doing it.
And I don't want to talk about it no more.
Me neither. It's done. It's over. We got stuff to look forward.
Yeah.
We got to look towards the future. You know, we have stuff to look forward to. You know, things are being discussed as what the future of wrestling is. There is a new Paul Heyman guy. The main event for WWE's new pay-per-view Payback is now official. We also have things to look forward to in Ring of Honor. The main event is set for Ring of Honor's Best in the World pay-per-view on June 23rd. Or actually, sorry, June 23rd, sorry. June 23rd for Ring of Honor Best in the World. And a title match has been made for the next night during their TV tapings. A lot of stuff to talk about Ring of Honor Best in the World, but we'll go ahead and kick things off with talking about Raw on Monday night. This won't be a very long show because we got some other stuff. You know, I got to work on getting the shows posted. We also got to work on the blogs and the posting of other stuff that we're going to be doing on the Facebook page and stuff from here on in. But, you know, Raw last night, there was a few moments, a few big things to talk about, but the biggest thing, the thing that people are looking at with the most attention is there is a new Paul Heyman guy. The former Michael McGillicuddy is now Curtis Axel.
Yep.
Paying homage to his grandfather, Larry the Axe Hennig, and his father, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Which I love the fact that Curtis Axel, his theme song is like a remixed version of his dad's theme song. I don't know if you got to hear it.
No, I haven't gotten to see anything from last night.
Yeah, you know, we were all burnt out on wrestling from this past weekend. We went to an indie show, and we'll talk about that experience a little bit later, too. But, I mean, I got to watch the first half of Raw all the way through. The rest of the stuff I kind of had to go quick and skip through because we had to start getting ready to record. But the big thing everybody's talking about is Curtis Axel, son of Mr. Perfect. He is the new Paul Heyman guy. And I've been hoping for a long time that they were going to bring this guy back up from NXT and developmental or Superstars or wherever he's been hiding for like the last couple years.
Superstars.
It's probably been Superstars. You know, people are actually going and they're confused. Is Michael McGillicuddy and Curtis Axel the same guy? People aren't understanding that used to be Michael McGillicuddy.
Yeah.
They think they're two different people. People aren't understanding this. How do you not get it?
I knew from the start it was the same person.
And I'm really looking forward to it being the start of the next, you know, he's got the potential to be a big star in the business. It's just he needs that opportunity, and Triple H is a fan of the guy.
And he got his ass handed to him last night by the guy.
You know, it's Triple H is going to, you know, he wants to build people up, but he doesn't know how to do it in a feud with himself without making them look bad. But hopefully this isn't going to be one of those, oh, Paul Heyman unveiled a new Heyman guy, now he's a joke. It's not the case. Paul Heyman only associates with big guys who are capable of being big stars. And
Lesnar, Punk.
Big Show. Paul Heyman guys, you know, in the more traditional sense are those three, but he's also had a hand in helping Stone Cold Steve Austin become huge.
The Undertaker.
I mean, he's managed a lot of superstars who went on to be big names. Ravishing Rick Rude. Mm-hmm. There are a whole bunch of Heyman guys who aren't technically Heyman guys because of where else they went with their career or whatever. But I mean, Brock Lesnar and CM Punk, Heyman guys. Michael McGillicuddy, the new Curtis Axel, has a lot to gain from this, you know, association with Heyman. And Heyman made him a star instantly on Raw, talking him up the way he did. I liked Michael McGillicuddy. Mm-hmm. I hated the name. I wanted them to call him Joe Hennig, which is his real name. Yeah. But, you know,
God forbid WWE, you know, lets you use your own name.
But it's one of those things. WWE likes to own
your soul in your name.
And it makes sense. I understand merchandising. You know, you don't want somebody to go to somebody else's company and make name off something, off the reputation that you made for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen anyway, but I'm just saying, I understand it. I don't agree with it, but whatever. But I like the fact that this kid's getting a shot because he worked with The Rock, getting The Rock ready for his match with John Cena and his matches with CM Punk. Mm-hmm. He's good. He can go. He just needs an ability, the freedom to go out and do it. Guys, Paul Heyman said it perfectly. Being a third-generation superstar, having this business in your blood used to be a good thing. It got your foot in the door. But now it doesn't. It holds you back because everybody starts comparing you to your dad. Which is why, Ricky Steamboat, his son Richie, is going to have a hard time living up to his potential. Same thing happened to Ted DiBiase. Mm-hmm. He's named after his dad. Yeah. That's kind of hard to overlook, Cody Rhodes got out of his dad's shadow. He's his own guy.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton exceeded the success that his father or grandfather had in terms of, Orton's a 10-time world champion now. Yeah. 9, 10, 11.
He was the youngest world heavyweight.
Yeah, the youngest world champion of all time. I mean, he's exceeded the fame of his, father and grandfather.
By far.
Granted, Axel, Curtis, he's going to have a harder time because his dad was perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
But if anybody can help get him over, it's going to be Paul Heyman. Mm-hmm. The guy can go. It's just a matter of letting him get there. And Heyman's the best way to make it happen. Hopefully it doesn't go, oh, that failed once Punk comes back. Or once, Brock decides to rear his head again. Yeah. But, hopefully it's one of those things that finally, this kid gets a shot. I mean, there are guys in developmental right now who are wavering behind the scenes like, Kurt Hawkins and I can't think of anybody else, but I mean, there are guys backstage who aren't being used for anything that deserve a shot too, but hopefully this is like opening those gates of other guys getting a shot.
Chris Hero.
Well, whatever. You want to talk developmental, Cassius Ohno, the former Chris Hero.
Whatever they're calling El Generico.
I think it's Sami Zayn. Yeah. He has a little more time. He has some more refining, apparently, he has to do. Because he's used to having to do a whole bunch of crazy stuff in one match. Now he gets to slow it down, which is probably good for him.
Yeah. He's not used to it, but...
He's a good wrestler. He just needs to slow it down a bit. But then you got Bray Wyatt, who is also, I want to say, second generation wrestler. His dad was IRS.
Oh, okay.
His brother Bo Rotunda or Bo Dallas, not a fan of his, but Bray Wyatt, Cassius Ohno, and there are a couple other guys who are down there whose names don't pop into my head right away. But there's a lot of young talent that's good, and hopefully, the beginning of this.
Hopefully they don't get let go. Like a few that did.
Yeah, like Derek Bateman, Percy Watson, Audrey Marie, great talents who are just shown the door.
Which, hopefully they go on, they can go into maybe Ring of Honor or something like that.
Or TNA. Or just go work some indies here and there and go to Japan and refine yourself.
Bateman was great.
They're all young. They still have time. This isn't necessarily, my wrestling career's over.
Yeah, not my age.
It could be WWE saying, not right now. Let them go refine their skills. Let them go learn some other stuff. And maybe they come back later. Damian Sandow's been let go by WWE before.
And look at him now. He's back.
And now he's back on the main roster because it's just a matter of timing. And, I mean, Curtis Axel, I'm ready to see what this guy can do. Just let him wrestle people who aren't going to try and bury him, whether they're trying to or not. Yeah. I don't like the stupid, goofy angle that they're doing with Triple H where he's like, I can't continue. Really? You seemed fine earlier. Yeah. It's one of those things. Triple H, I think he's closer towards the end of his career than the beginning.
Stay more in your office.
I think he belongs backstage.
Other office.
He belongs backstage. And hopefully this is the beginning of that. I was hoping he'd take some time off and sell the beating Brock gave him, but hey. Nope. That's not the case. We're apparently going to get a whole storyline where he... Oh, no, I shouldn't wrestle anymore. My doctors are saying, no, my family's begging me, but I got to because I'm the game. I wish he would do what he did for Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin beat Triple H by pinfall in the main event on Raw in 2004?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was 2004. It was after they split up Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team. And it made Shelton Benjamin an instant star overnight. That would have been great to see for Michael McGillicuddy or Curtis Axel. Something else that I don't necessarily agree with, WWE Payback in Chicago. Main event's already announced. WWE Championship will be defended in an ambulance match. John Cena defends against the Ryback. The man who hasn't won on a pay-per-view since October is getting title shots. Sound like anyone you know?
John Cena?
Exactly.
Oh, it's John Cena's... It's his illegitimate son.
It's his it's his Bizarro. It's Bizarro. You know what I mean? It's
the anti-Cena.
Oh, that sounded attractive. Okay. No, they're going to have an ambulance match, and if you don't know the rules of the ambulance match...
I don't remember them.
It's quite simple. You put your opponent in the back of an ambulance, you shut the doors, and you win.
It's kind of like a buried alive match. You put them in the casket. Well, that's a casket match.
It's like the last ride match. You put them in the back of a hearse, shut the doors, and have the guy drive off. Yeah. Now, the last time WWE had one of these was Elimination Chamber from 2012, where John Cena defeated Kane. Mm-hmm. I don't remember it being that entertaining.
I don't remember it at all.
But I watched one with Kane versus Shane McMahon.
That was entertaining.
That was entertaining because Shane's crazy. He'll make anything work.
Oh, yeah. Jumping off Titantron.
I don't know how I feel about them having two matches that don't end in pinfall back to back like this. I feel like, oh, this feud's starting off right away. Last man standing. That's usually how feuds end. And now they're going to an ambulance match, which is kind of lame in comparison. It's like they want neither guy to look bad. And I think I said this on the podcast. Nobody wins here because it's too soon for Ryback because it doesn't work as a heel. And Cena can't lose the title this early.
Yeah, he just won it back at WrestleMania.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to put these two in a situation where they're both supposed to be expected to look good, but one of them has to lose. Now, it's going to be stupid if they're choking each other and then they both like crawl into the ambulance and somebody comes shuts the doors. Like it's
another draw.
It's stupid. So somebody has to win, and Ryback's just not
ready.
He's not ready. I wish they would have done something where he maybe won the world title on SmackDown, because it would give him a chance to be a heavyweight champion without having to carry the company.
Yeah.
But they turned him heel, and this is what happens. Hey Vince, guess what happened? You turned your second top babyface heel. And now you can't decide which one you want to win, and neither one will look good. Ryback needs the win more than Cena does.
But Cena can't lose.
And Ryback can't beat him because he's not ready. You have painted yourself in a corner, and I can't wait for Payback because the Chicago crowd is going to rip them apart. They aren't going to care. If anything, Ryback will get cheered just because of how much that crowd tends to hate Cena.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Plus, if CM Punk makes an appearance in Chicago,
nothing else matters.
Everyone's getting booed.
Pretty much.
It's going to be like, he's alive, thank God. Which the first picture of CM Punk has been posted on Twitter. You sent that to me, I think.
Sent it to you.
Or Facebook, Twitter, or something like that.
It was on Facebook.
He looks like he's happy. He looks like he's finally rested.
He's just hanging out.
And hopefully that break was good because we need him to come back.
We definitely. Because someone was saying last night, they're like, we didn't have Punk, we didn't have Cena, we didn't have Ziggler. Like, what do you do? Like, good thing we had Paul Heyman to, carry that Raw.
That was, Paul Heyman kind of carried it. And I know behind the scenes, I've read these dirt sheet reports or whatever you want to call them. And it's people backstage, Vince, Stephanie, and Triple H don't like Paul Heyman. They make fun of him and they don't respect him or anything. But here's the funny thing. He's quite honestly one of your more over characters, and you kind of need him around. Because if you're investing all this money in Brock Lesnar to come around, you're stuck with Brock for 2 more years.
Yep.
Think about that. Heyman's going to hopefully be around for 2 more years.
Yeah.
Unless he pisses somebody off, and that's a possibility, knowing Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
But I'm happy Paul Heyman's back because he's putting his hands in stuff, and it helps. Paul's a smart guy. He's a genius. We had attitude because of ECW and what Paul Heyman saw and needed to happen. And I think if they listened to him just a little bit more and quit giving him crap, was he a good businessman? Probably not, but creatively there was nobody better. Vince perfected the promotion and creative ideas and how to market it and everything. And Vince deserves all the credit in the world for WWE and all this stuff, but Paul Heyman is a true genius in his own way, more in the creative aspect.
Yeah.
Vince had a lot of good ideas and a lot of great execution. I think Paul overall, going counterculture stuff and kind of being who he was, helped in a different way than Vince. Hand in hand, perfect combination. If you had Paul Heyman's genius and the filter of Vince,
You have the perfect.
it would be perfect. But we'll see, you know.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman for WWE president.
Yeah. Because he carried Raw last night.
I don't care what anyone says. I agree with you. That's a good statement to make. He carried it.
He did.
Much like he carried Extreme Rules, because I feel like Brock won because of good management.
Of course. And that's why I said, let's go Heyman. And then people.
I heard somebody behind us mocking you.
Really?
They're like, they're cheering for Heyman down there.
Like, so what? He's a manager. I can cheer a manager.
You can cheer the
Whoever I want.
Spanish announce team if you wanted.
Super Dragon wasn't even there.
You could have supported the fat kid in the front row wearing the John Cena t-shirt if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's the freedom of America.
Yeah. Let's go. Little kid down there with John Cena's shirt that he just. Oh, by the way, I think on Extreme Rules, which was funny, whenever John Cena was throwing his shirt out to the crowd, he failed, and it just went right over the top rope and onto the ground. So he had to exit the ring, grab it, and then give it to some little kid that had the exact same shirt. And if I was a little kid, I'd be like, I don't want this. I have a shirt, and this is too big for me. I can't fit it. And he throws it back in the ring.
It's one of those things the kid, I think, hopefully understands. I have a John Cena t-shirt.
Oh, of course, he's going to be like, he just hit puberty right then and there and go, oh, shit, I don't want this no more.
That's a weird thing to say. The kid hit puberty because another man gave him a shirt. Hey, we won't go there. We won't go there. Ring of Honor. We're done with WWE talk.
Yeah.
With the whole YouTube thing, we're trying to stay to a shorter show.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
YouTube.
Awesome. We love it. Thank you for having us. As long as we don't break any rules, they can't kick us off.
As long as we don't have any copyright infringement, we're fine.
Exactly. So Ring of Honor Wrestling, the main event is set for their show Best in the World, June 23rd, and
Yeah.
Baltimore. And the World Championship match, the main event is set. Jay Briscoe defends the Ring of Honor World title against Mark Briscoe.
Briscoes.
And it came about on TV. Jay Briscoe came out and interrupted Nigel McGuinness, who said, the American Wolves each now get a world title shot. And Jay Briscoe comes out and he goes, I proved I kicked Adam Cole's ass. I kicked Kevin Steen's ass. I'm kicking everybody's ass. Because he's including the house shows that they do in between on their Road Rage events. And he goes, I'm kicking everybody's ass. And then Mark Briscoe comes out and goes, man, shut up. We're supposed to be humble. You talk about kicking everybody's ass. I want to remind you, when we made our ROH debut, it was me kicking your ass.
Oh.
And that set Jay off, and Jay challenged him, and Nigel McGuinness goes, nobody fights like family. I'll have to think about it. And then by the end of the night, he's like, it's on.
Dude, I can't wait to see that.
Best in the World, Jay and Mark Briscoe, brothers, former tag team champions, tag team partners, family.
Been here since the beginning of Ring of Honor.
Will face each other for Jay Briscoe's Ring of Honor World Championship. And I'm looking forward to that. I really want to see Best in the World.
Would you consider them the elders of Ring of Honor?
Out of the people who are left, it's probably one of the few. Him and Nigel McGuinness are like the fourth, out of the forefathers of Ring of Honor, the guys who have been there and represent that company the best. It's those three, and Nigel McGuinness can't wrestle anymore. He's had health issues. So, and here's another thing about their Best in the World card. The issue has been challenged out. Oh, I'm sorry. Ring of Honor Best in the World is June 22nd. 23rd is their TV tapings.
Okay.
So Best in the World is on the 22nd of June. Their TV tapings are the next night. And at the next night, Matt Hardy receives his Ring of Honor World Championship match. So whoever wins the Briscoe brothers match will defend on TV the next night against Matt Hardy. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. All right. Cool. Anyway, no, an issue has been issued, more importantly. Steve Corino has issued a challenge saying that he will take 4 members from Scum and have them face 4 members from Ring of Honor. And if Steve Corino's team wins, he will be allowed to take over Nigel McGuinness's spot. Nigel McGuinness will be gone, and Steve Corino will become matchmaker of Ring of Honor. And if Team Ring of Honor wins, Scum disbands, and Steve Corino will apologize publicly and do whatever Nigel McGuinness says. So there's a lot on the line in that match, if you want to talk storyline purposes. That's how we're talking about it, like it's, not a storyline. But I'm interested in the fallout of this because...
Wait, there's storylines in wrestling?
No. You know that? What?
Oh, man, I'm done with this.
Where are you going, Chris? Come back.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, he's back. I had to call you by your real name to get you to come back.
Son of a bitch.
And this is a quote Steve Corino says, "If Scum wins, I take your job, I run this company, I have all the power to do what I want, and what I want is no secret." So he wants to destroy Ring of Honor, and this is the best way to do it.
If you want to destroy something, you got to do it from within.
Yeah, and I really like how the Scum storyline. Every member of Scum has a reason to hate Ring of Honor. It's that simple. They each have a legit reason to hate the company that they work for.
I wonder if Steen's going to be involved with this.
We'll have to see. He has a new T-shirt that actually is like the Scum T-shirt, and over the letters CUM, it says Steen, like it was written by blood on his fingers. Kevin Steen made the threat that Rhett Titus or Jimmy Jacobs, he was telling one of the guys, he goes, "I'm going to shove your head up Steve Corino's ass, and you don't think I can do it? Trust me, I can, and I will." So, hey, there's that to look forward to.
Hey, someone's going up someone's ass. Maybe at best in the world.
I'm liking the involvement that Kevin Steen has in this feud. Nobody knows where his allegiance is, but it's quite clear if you ask me. If you ask BA,
yeah,
Kevin Steen's alignment is with Kevin Steen. He could give a damn about the Ring of Honor Scum feud. He just wants to destroy Scum. And if anyone gets in his way, he'll destroy them too, no problem. He's on his own mission. And that's what I want to see.
He's an army of one.
Yeah, and if anybody can destroy Scum single-handedly,
it's Steen.
It's Steen, and if it's not Steen, it's Michael Elgin.
Elgin.
One of those 4 guys on Team Ring of Honor has to be Michael Elgin.
Oh, of course.
Almost has to be. With that said, I want to talk about real quick before we wrap the show up, because we're getting ready to hit our time limit. Michael Elgin will be at a indie show here in our town of St. Louis, more specifically Glen Carbon,
right outside
Illinois. It's like right outside St. Louis,
right outside on the other side of the river.
Michael Elgin will be in person wrestling at this 6th anniversary of Dynamo Pro Wrestling. And Mischief will be there, and they're going to have a dog collar match. And we went and saw the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying madman known worldwide as Sabu at Pop's nightclub. I don't care if we, that's it's a cheap plug for Pop's.
There you go.
But they had wrestling. They had a fist combat one-night reunion, and Sabu wrestled twice. And it was cool to see Sabu. Now, this is, I read a report that Sabu was doing another signing in St. Louis at a Hard Rock Cafe.
They're all down Union Station.
Yeah, he was charging $20 for autographs, and the line got very short real quick. Yeah. That little ding you heard was the review videos ready. Nice. So we can post that as we get ready to post this show too. With that said, Sabu was charging $20 on autograph too, but the line was very short, and I feel bad because Sabu puts his body on the line all the time, and it was awesome to get to see the hardcore legend. I don't even Mick Foley's the hardcore legend. Terry Funk's the hardcore living legend. Sabu's the mythical hardcore icon. You know what I mean? He's like an urban he's the brutal legend. Yeah. That's the way I want to phrase it. He will come through the TV to fight you. Yeah. But he seemed like he was having fun. He watched Tracy Smothers wrestle, Tracy Smothers of ECW, full-blooded Italian fame, and that was cool to see. He still has it, as much as a man his age can have it. But it was really good, and I just want to make this a very clear message. Breakdown Wrestling, myself, BA, and I'm sure I speak for the Beard, we support indie wrestling. Because it's not just a fun place to go, but it's a great way for these young wrestlers to get their break and try and figure out who they want to be and how they're going to wrestle. And a great way for them to get bumped up and hopefully work for Ring of Honor or TNA or WWE, somewhere they can apply their craft on a big stage. But I had so much fun at that indie show. Heckling, cheering, booing, I just had so much fun, man. It was just, if you get a chance, go support your local indie wrestling. If you recognize a name on the card, awesome. If you don't, just go.
I didn't know anybody except for Sabu, so.
And when I heard Tracy Smothers, I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome, because I knew of Tracy Smothers. But I had fun at it, and I definitely want to support local indie wrestling here. But we want people who are listening in other places to go check out indie wrestling.
And that one in Glen Carbon is June 14th.
Yeah, June 14th.
I can't remember what the exact building.
Find them on Facebook. It's Dynamo Pro. You can become friends with them. They'll become friends with you. Nope, they won't even question it. I'm friends with them.
Yeah, I'm friends with them.
Definitely check it out and get involved.
They have some really good talent.
Yeah, get involved with your local indie wrestling. It doesn't matter if it's not WWE, Ring of Honor, or TNA. It's still worth going, and it's cheaper. So you'll save money and you'll have a hell of a lot of fun. I guarantee it.
Get to go see Michael Elgin for like $10.
Exactly, and I'm looking forward to that. And with that said, we're done.
Yeah, we are.
Episode 1 on YouTube. This will be the only one we keep the count of.
I was going to say.
Because it's our debut. This is the YouTube debut for Breakdown Wrestling. If you want to get a hold of us, it's facebook.com Breakdown Wrestling or twitter.com @TheBreakdownBAS. You can see over the course of the video our Facebook and Twitter accounts posting and flashing at you.
Every couple minutes.
Yeah, but if you want to get a hold of us, go to those or send an email to breakdownwrestlingshow@gmail.com. That's another way to get a hold of us. So I don't have much else to say other than we're ready and excited for this stuff on YouTube.
You can also comment on the video.
Yeah, definitely comment on the video. Comment everywhere. Post one sentence of your comment on each form.
And
of
so then we
got
to look at different ones to kind of like match it up.
Exactly. And that's not stupid at all.
That's too much work.
That is way too much work. But with that said, hopefully you enjoyed it. Keep listening and waiting for more episodes of Breakdown Wrestling. The very first blog from me, BA, titled BA's BS, will be posted hopefully sometime next week. I got to write it first. And we're going to post some other stuff to entertain and inform you as the week progresses. There's no show next week, but we'll be back the week after that with updates on WWE Payback, Ring of Honor Best in the World, and some other stuff as well.
Where can we find your blog?
It's going to be posted right on the front page of the Facebook.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to post it as one post. Nice. It's going to say Breakdown Wrestling, it posts this.
Continue reading.
Exactly.
Continue reading and it'll there.
I might post it as a document. We'll have to wait and see. It should be a good read. With that said, I'm BA.
I'm the Beard.
And this has been Breakdown Wrestling on YouTube.
Yeah.
How do we end it? I just think people at this point will just close the window.
See you next week.
Colt Cabana, worst promo ever. Check it out.
Super Dragon.